Hey guys, it's Dana and welcome back to Decorate with Dana. So today we're kind of kicking off spring with some cleaning and more organizing in this video, and I'm going to be showing you how to make some DIY labels for your pantry. If you missed it, I posted my pantry video a few weeks ago, so I'm going to show you exactly how I organized it and labeled everything. I've got some spice jar labels, and I also have a little bit of bathroom organization, all using my Cricut machine. So first and foremost, I want to thank Cricut for sponsoring today's video. So Cricut is a smart cutting machine that lets you create personalized projects using hundreds of different materials, anywhere from as delicate as crepe paper, vinyl, to leather, and even basswood. So your Cricut works with a software called Design Space that does come free with your machine. And on there, you can look at hundreds of different fonts and images and create your design. And then you send it from Design Space to your machine, to your Cricut machine to cut. So I'm going to give you a quick glance at the beautiful labels that I have made for these projects. And then I will give you a quick tutorial on how to do that. We're going to be making these beautiful spice jar labels and organizing this cabinet. And then I recently did my pantry, so I'm making some labels for these canisters in the pantry, as well as some labels that are on these baskets that are also in the pantry. I'm also going to be cleaning up a shelf in the bathroom and making some labels for some bins there as well. Okay, so if you saw my video a couple weeks ago, you know we recently converted our pantry to, well, it had a sliding bifold door to double French doors. That way we can easily access the pantry. So I'm going to quickly show you what I've started as far as organization, and then we will go ahead and make these labels. So starting down here at the bottom, this is a lot of like protein powders and stuff. This we have Kova's dog food, so we just kind of leave it in this. It's nice and sealed airtight. It's on wheels, so we wheel it over when she needs food and then can put it back in here. Down here is going to be our salty snacks, our breads, and this is going to be our breakfast items. Up here we have like our sweeter snacks, our peanut butters and nut butters. This is all just like nuts, cashews, almonds, peanuts. So I've used baskets in these two because you can see them. I used more shallow baskets, not really deep ones. You can see everything, and I just like the looks of those. And then up here, since it's a little harder and higher up, I did use these clear bins. I have just some microwave popcorn in this one. This one is just like rices and stuff, breadcrumbs, kind of miscellaneous, but mostly rice. I have this double stacking thing up here. Is mostly just soups and just some other miscellaneous things. And then these are all like granola bars and stuff. This one is my husband's bin. He has his own. And then up there, these are these beautiful canisters. I got the dark lidded ones, the large ones, from Lowe's. These, the other smaller dark lid ones, are from Walmart, and then all these other lighter ones are from Hobby Lobby. And then way up here is mostly just all like baking stuff that we don't get to all the time, so I just put those way up high. We can grab a little stool and reach those when we need those. And then to maximize the most storage, these door organizers are from Amazon. I can have them linked down below. They're not super deep, but they work perfectly for all these little things. This is a little bag sealer from Amazon, so you can reseal your chip bags if you want. And then I have the same thing over here. I have like the little mini peanut butters, little drinks, just all these little mini things that would take up so much space in the actual pantry. And then right here, these are from Amazon as well. They came in a set of 3. So we just keep the fruits and stuff that doesn't need to be refrigerated, potatoes, whatever. So we are now going to make some labels, and I'll show you what I'm going to use. Okay, so we're going to be starting with the labels, and we'll start with the basket labels. So I found these on Amazon, and they're really cool. They're metal, and they just hook like right onto the outside of the basket like this. So I'm going to be using those and putting my vinyl directly on this. So today I'm going to be using my Cricut Maker 3. I love this machine. This is the smart, this takes all these smart materials, so it just feeds it right through. You know, so with the vinyl, I don't need to use a mat. I literally can just feed it, and then I can use this to cut it off. And then if I have to cut the vinyl down further or even more after that, I'm going to be using just this little cutter that is also from Cricut. I'll be using this little tool for smoothing out the vinyl, this for weeding it off of, for weeding the vinyl off, and you'll see what I mean once I get started. And then I'll be just creating everything on my Cricut design space. And this is the vinyl I will be using, the Smart Vinyl. I used a little tape measure to measure the size that I need for these. And then I just have lists here of exactly what I'm going to need to make labels for. So we will get started with the basket labels first. Okay, so we're starting out by making our project in Design Space. You just hit New Project. I'm going to hit the text box and type out what I want it to say, and then scroll through so many different fonts till you find the one that you like the best. And then you can size it by either using the arrows or unlocking it at the top if you want specific dimensions. Once I get the size that I'm interested in, I hit Make It. And then I'm choosing the material, or I'm choosing that I'm doing it without a mat because I'm using the Smart material. And then I'm loading the vinyl into the Cricut machine, and I select the material that I am using, and then I just hit the button to load the project load the vinyl into the machine, and then I hit the go button and it starts to cut out the label. So once I'm done with that, I just cut the label down to size, and then I'll use my weeding tool to weed it out. I also forgot to mention we will be using the Cricut transfer tape to transfer the vinyl with the tape onto our little squares. So once I'm done weeding the extra vinyl that I don't want off of the label, then I use the transfer tape and use the smoothing tool to smooth the transfer tape onto the vinyl to pick up the vinyl that I want to apply to the little metal square to hang on the baskets. Yesterday, there was sun and there was rain, beauty in the mundane, and as the light startled our eyes, we let go of disguise. So now for the rest of the basket labels, I did make them on one sheet. It was just easier. I could cut them all out at once and then transfer them to the little metal squares. Something in the air and a sparkly shimmer on our skin, restoring everything within. Dreamy, breezy, we go. Easy, easy on our tiptoes. Okay, so for the jar labeling, we're going to be using the exact same items, some more Smart Vinyl and transfer tape. I've got, I'm going to show you how I did this, get this all set up here in Cricut Design Space. And then I have, again, my Cricut Maker, and I'm going to be using the weeding tool. I've got my scissors and this little tool also. And so we will just quickly make some labels for the jars. So this was the exact same process. We're just applying them to the glass jars instead of the metal basket clips. I was able to customize each label depending on the size of the canister. And then again, I just made them all on one sheet. It was just easier to cut them out that way. I did decide to use the same font. That way the whole pantry labels are uniform. Beyond gravel, beyond This was again the same process, just weeded the label, the extra vinyl off, and then applied it with the transfer tape to the glass jars. Hand in hand, building castles out of sand. How the pantry turned out, I love it. I didn't label the clear bins, it's pretty self-explanatory what's in there. And the jars, it is self-explanatory what's in there too, but they just look so pretty with those labels. And the Cricut made it so easy to keep everything so nice and organized and make these beautiful labels. These are really nice. I'm gonna see if I can link these down in the description box. I like how they spread way out because this is thick and I could get them to clip over the outside. So I think they just look so nice and it makes the pantry just look so aesthetically pleasing. Okay, so I had my spices in this drawer. It's a mess right now, but I had it on this kind of like drawer insert spice thing. I think I'm gonna take them out of this drawer and I'm gonna put them on the bottom shelf of this cabinet. I cleaned it all out and added some new shelf liner. And I think I'm going to add them to that and use this shelf for some, or use this drawer for something different. Okay, so for this project, you're going to need your Cricut design space, your Cricut, I'm using the Cricut Maker 3, like I said. This is the printable sticker paper by Cricut. And then I have the mat, the cutting mat. So we're going to set up the design here in Cricut Design Space. And then this will get sent to our regular printer. It'll print it out on this sticker paper. This sticker paper then gets attached to this mat, fed through the actual cutting machine, and the Cricut will cut out each individual sticker for the jars. So again, we're going to design a new project in Design Space. I am going to make circle labels. So under Shape, I hit Circle and just sized the circle to what I wanted. And then I hit Text Box, and again, I typed out the text that I wanted it to say and picked the font that I used. And then I decided I wanted to change the color of my circle to resemble brown craft paper, so I did that. And then I moved the text over the circle, sized it down so it fit nicely. And then I was able to just duplicate the circle so that I didn't have to keep resizing it and then just adding the text for whatever that label would say. So Cricut Design Space has a print and cut area that is 6.75 inches wide by 9.25 inches long. So I wanted to just draw a square over that so I knew I was staying within that print area. So I just did a white square and then sent the text to the front so that it would kind of sit on top of the square. So I knew how many labels I could fit on one sheet. So once I was done with all the labels, I deleted the square that I had put on there, because you'll see when you send this to your printer, it will automatically print a border around your labels. This is how the Cricut machine knows how to read the labels and where exactly to cut out each circle. So then when I'm done with that, again, I select the material that I am using, and I taped the sticker paper to the mat just to make sure it stays down. It was sticky, it probably wouldn't have come up, but just to make sure that it stays down. This is the linen closet in my daughter's bathroom. This is what it looks like before. I have that big basket that holds a bunch of extra stuff. I'll show you here in a few minutes. And you cannot ever see what's going on. You can't find anything. So I got those clear bins from Walmart. So we are going to fix this up just a little bit. In my daughter's bathroom, I had this big bin way up high on a shelf, and it had all of this stuff in it. And so you just didn't know what you had. This is why I don't like using baskets on upper shelves, because you cannot see them. You have to pull the whole thing down and dig through it to see what you can find. So I did go over to Walmart and got the Home Edit. I think this is the
8-piece multi-purpose edit. So I figured I kind of tried to organize this stuff a little bit of like just extra stuff that we have, medicines, first aid, like extra soaps and everything. So we're just going to try to organize that a little bit so I can get this closet looking a little bit nicer. Okay, so now we're just going to quickly make some vinyl labels for those bins for the bathroom. Again, I'm using my Cricut Maker. I have the smart vinyl this time in black, and I am going to use permanent in the bathroom because that stuff always pretty much stays the same, what we have extras of. And if your hands are wet and you're getting out of the shower and you need to grab something, I don't know, I'm just going to use permanent for that. I have, again, some transfer tape, my tools, and then I'm just going to go into Design Space and design it real quick. This time, like I said, I am going to use black. I think it'll just show up a little bit better in the bathroom, and probably use a little bit different font this time.
So once I was able to get everything separated in the bins how I liked it, then I knew what I wanted each label to say. So then I went back into Design Space and did a new project and made the labels exactly like I made the pantry labels. I did pick a chunkier font just because I think it would be, when these sit up higher on the shelf, it'd be easier to read, and I wanted to use the black vinyl just so, you know, again, it was really bold and was able to read. But once I did this, again, I sent them to the Cricut machine to cut, and then weeded them and applied them to the acrylic containers, and it just made it look so much neater, and everything is so much more organized thanks to the use of this amazing Cricut machine.
Okay, you guys, this looks so much better. I absolutely love this. It's just so much neater. There is other stuff behind. I did label those bins back there. There's some body washes, and then this is like Kova's bathing stuff and treats for her for when she takes a bath. But it turned out so great. I'm so happy with it, and it's just so much more organized now. Okay, friends, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Be sure to check out Cricut. I'm going to have everything linked down below. I think this is probably my favorite project, then the pantry. But as you can see, there is so much you can do to help yourself get organized using your Cricut. So I'm going to have all the products I used and the machine I used linked down in the description box, as well as Cricut's website. So again, thank you so much to Cricut for sponsoring today's video. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Have a great day.